Hello, hello again, and welcome to my live stream. so, yes, today, what is the topic today? Today we want to talk about Power BI and Fabric. So, last time I asked you on LinkedIn what would be your favorite topic, and most of you said Fabric. So, let's talk about Power BI and Fabric. Do we have questions first in the chat? So if you have some questions about Power BI and Fabric, please put them in the chat, um, and maybe I can answer them. Yeah, let's start with it. And I want to share my screen. So now, let's assume you have already Power BI. That's good. And let's assume you don't have Fabric. That's maybe not so good, or so it depends on, as always. So if we start with, for example, a Power BI workspace. So if you want to build reports, you don't need Fabric for this, right? So you need Power BI for this. And now the question is, so what is the difference, or what can Fabric, what Power BI can't do? So of course, if we are looking into the Fabric artifacts, Fabric can do a lot. So for example, you can create lake houses, you can create warehouses, you have the one lake underneath, the one lake for your data. Personally, my favorite phrase from this year. And of course, you can also create ad hoc reports out of a lake house or of a warehouse, and you can also use direct lake instantly. So there are a lot of great features if you think about it. But yeah, so why not using Fabric for all items you have? So also for Power BI. So if it comes to sharing Power BI with others, you need a pro license. So there is no way around it. So you need, for sharing, you always need Power BI Pro license. So hi to I'm not sure if I speak the name right, but hi Hassan. If not, I'm sorry. And yes, so if we take now a look into the workspace here, I have this workspace only for my Power BI items. So I have no Fabric capacity underneath this workspace for Fabric. That means if I open it up, I see here my elements I can create in Power BI. If I want to create more, I can click on more options. But if I click on one of these, it said, no, you can't do it. You have to buy Fabric. Okay, understand. I also created a workspace for Fabric items only. So I put a Fabric capacity underneath this workspace. And now if I open up this menu, I see, wow, a lot more items I can use here, right? This is great. So for example, if I want to create a lake house, I can instantly click on lake house and I can start directly to create a lake house. It's really cool. And now let's go back to our Power BI workspace. So let's compare it again. So you see, if you don't have a Fabric capacity underneath your workspace, you can't use the Fabric workloads, as Adam said. So there's a really cool video on licenses and capacities in Gaia and Cube if you want to learn more. And I already watched it, and it's very good. And it clarifies a lot. So if you want to go there, but now let's stay with this one. So if it comes to Fabric first, most of you know you have to enable Fabric, right? So you have to go to the, if you want to use Fabric, so you need to go to the admin portal and you need to be an admin, otherwise you can't activate it. That means you have to activate users can create Fabric items. If this is not the case, if this is disabled, you can't use you can't use Fabric items or workloads. Then you can only use the Power BI elements, workloads, whatever. So this is very important. So if this is not activated, you can't do a thing here. And one moment, I have to check one thing. There's a really cool sheet about license and capacities. It's a bit older. I tried to find it and to share it. Let me check. So it's on the, yeah, I know I had to prepare it first, but sometimes you forget the small things, right? So if it comes now to activating Fabric and you are able to use the workloads, you see here, this is really cool. This is from Stefan Rissel. So he created this some months ago. So maybe it's not everything is correctly, some things are added and so on, but yeah, so for the basic it's really cool. So you see here we have um, the elements here: data factory, data engineering, science, warehouse, analytics, and we have here the Power BI. And you see here are the workspaces. So if you have a workspace with a Fabric 32 and lower, you can use this for free. So it's really cool. Then, if you are with shared or Power embedded capacity, you have to need a Pro or a premium per user license. So you see here the little bubbles, and yes, so it is different. So if you have Power BI, you don't have Fabric automatically. So you have to put it under your workspace. Otherwise, you can't use it. And hopefully this is clear, because some of my customers already asked me, so hey Catherine, where can I find these Fabric elements and workloads? I said, yeah, you need to have a Fabric workspace, otherwise you can't use it. And this is sometimes a bit confusing, I guess. And yes, so first you have to enable it, and then you can start right with a new workspace that is called Fabric 2. And then you can go to advanced, and there is a point where you can put it in a Fabric capacity. So here you see I have my Fabric capacity. I can choose this one. If I choose Pro or Trial I tried today, and as I used it, so we can do it because it's very interesting. If I go here on my options, I see only the Power BI things, and it's a Fabric trial, right? So if I go on more options and click on notebooks, for example, it says you need a Fabric workspace. So I created it with a Fabric trial, but I can't use this item. So maybe I forgot something here, but normally this works with the Fabric trial because I have a Fabric trial. Oh, but doesn't matter. Maybe in your environment it works. So would be great to know if it works in your environment. And yeah, so in my not, so I have to create a work, and I have to dedicate it to my Fabric capacity. So if I now go here, click on workspace and put the name Fabric 3, for example, in it, and now I go in advanced, and let's try now the Fabric capacity. So you see here Fabric capacity, apply. And then you see now if I go on U, really not funny. Okay, let's create a data pipeline. Okay, it works. So it's only that the items are not showing up here, but I can create them. Good. Sometimes live streams are very, very confusing, right? So let's go Fabric 3, go back into my workspace, but it shows still only these one. And if I go in my Fabric items only, I can see this. Okay, today maybe is not the day for Fabric and Power BI, but who knows? Maybe in your environment it's better today or tomorrow. And yeah, so these are my basic introduction to Power BI and Fabric. So if you want more about Power BI, because it's my favorite one, or Fabric, which is my new favorite one, you can ask me. So you can connect on LinkedIn, or you can put your comments, questions in the comments. I will see them and also answer them. And we have one last thing. We had a question last time if we can change the header dynamically based on the environment I'm in with my Power BI report. And I found out not an automatical way, but I found out a workaround. So, for example, if you have parameters in your different environments, you can, for example, create a list or a table in which you put in your environment names and what should be in the header. And if you switch the parameter from one environment to another, it will automatically connect to the table in the one environment or in another. And then it should also change the titles in your reports automatically. So it's a little workaround and it needs a bit work, but if you want more about it, you can also ask me. This is yeah, the one question we had from the last time, and I guess the next time we will take a look into Power BI tips for visualizations. So stay tuned, and maybe we see us next time. And I hope yeah, you're there too, and we see us next time. So bye bye.